Hi guys, welcome back again to my channel. How are you all doing? I believe you all are doing great. My name is Doris. In case you're coming across this channel for the first time, make yourself comfortable and feel relaxed, okay? To my returning subscribers, I welcome you all too. I am back again with a fiction story between Liquorose and Emmanuel. I stopped at chapter 15 and I'm here with 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I believe you guys have been enjoying the one I've been dropping all this while. Please engage me in the comment section. Let me share out my videos and also recommend my channel to people out there so that they will join us and also partake in what we are dishing out here. Remember, this story was put together by one of their fans by name Success, and the title is Love Found Its Way. Let's move into chapter 16 immediately. Remember that Emmanuel and Liquorose that they are still at London for their honeymoon. Rose waked up and smiled when she saw that Emmanuel was staring at her. "Are you okay, my love?" he asked with a worry on his face. Rose shook her head and started blushing. He now said, "Get up and dress up." Rose was shy to get up. She shyly turned her face. Emmanuel now said, "Okay, I'm waiting for you outside." Rose got up and put on her clothes and took that her pictures she saw in the treehouse and came outside. They went back at the hostel and they freshened up. Then Emmanuel and Rose ate breakfast together. They slept for a while. Then Emmanuel told her to dress up. Rose dressed up and asked him, "Where do you want us to go today?" He said, "London Bridge." "Okay, then let's go," he now said. They came outside the hostel, then Jerry opened the car door for them and they entered. After a few minutes, they reached there and Emmanuel and Rose got down. Rose was so excited and started to turn around. They took pictures. Just then, Liquorose turned around and saw Art area. "I want to enter inside," said Rose. "Okay, then let's enter," replied Emmanuel. They entered and they loved the artwork, and Rose told the staff she would like to meet the owner of the place. Rose was so shocked when she saw her own Sam. Emmanuel and Sam kept staring at each other. Rose now said, "Sam, is that you?" Sam said, "It's me, Rose." He came and hugged Liquorose. You remember Sam? Sam is Liquorose's ex. Yes. So just then Emmanuel lost his cool and hit Sam on the face. "I told you to stay far away from her," he said. Sam hit Emmanuel too and started fighting. "What is all this?" Liquorose shouted. They both stopped and looked at Liquorose, who was crying. Emmanuel ran to Liquorose and hugged her. Sam was about to come close to her, then Emmanuel stopped him. "Stay away from her," he said. She broke the hug and asked, "What is going on here?" They both stared at Liquorose and looked down. "Can someone speak to me?" Liquorose shouted. Sam said, "Let's go and sit and discuss this." They went inside Sam's office and sat down. Liquorose now said, "Sam, start talking now." Sam now said, "Emma warned me to stay away from you when he was in the university." Liquorose said, "But I never knew Emmanuel, so how come?" Sam said, "Emmanuel was my best friend, but not anymore." Emma said, "I hate the minute I became your best friend." Liquorose said, Emmanuel, not now. Let me handle it my way." Chapter 18. Sam said, "Rose, I never really loved you before, but I do now." Rose said, "What, Sam?" because she couldn't believe it. Sam said, "Yes, Emmanuel was the one crushing you, but I passed in front of him to get revenge on him." "You played with my feelings," said Rose. Sam said, "I'm sorry, babe." Then Liquorose said, "Don't babe me." Liquorose turned to Emmanuel and asked, "So you knew me from university and you kept quiet about it?" Emmanuel said, "I was your senior and I told Sam about my feelings for you. Then he passed me and went after." Liquorose gave him a glance. Emmanuel said, "I saw how you were happy with Sam, so I told my mom I want to travel America to complete my studies." Emmanuel also said, "I traveled to America, but I told my mom to allow Jerry check on you always. You made me believe it's love at first sight," Liquorose told him. It was, babe, he replied. Emma said, baby, baby. He wanted to touch Liquorose. Liquorose shouted and said, don't touch me. Emma said, my feelings for you is real. Liquorose glanced at him and looked at Sam. Sam said, I'm sorry for playing with your feelings. I hated you with passion, Sam, said Liquorose while walking outside. She entered the car and after 5 minutes, Emmanuel came in. Then Jerry carried them to the hotel. When they entered, she took her bag and showed her pictures she took from the treehouse and asked, can you explain this to me? Emmanuel said, I've been crushing on you long time. She couldn't believe Emmanuel, who has known her for a long time. Emmanuel said, when Sam broke your heart, I know you won't agree to me. So I used my mom to contact your auntie to plan an arranged marriage. Liquorose stared at him for a while. Emmanuel walked to her and tried to hug her, but she pushed him away. Liquorose said, stay away from me. You played me too, said Liquorose. You and your friend played with my feelings, she told Emmanuel, crying. Emma couldn't look her into the eyes. He now said, I'm sorry, with teary eyes. Whatever I did it for love, he said. Chapter 19. Love that based on lies, she replied while crying. She went on the bed and covered up herself and cried herself to sleep. The next morning, Liquorose waked up and saw her husband staring at her. She glanced at him and entered the shower, took her bath and dressed up and came outside. Emmanuel said, I'm sorry, with teary eyes. She looked at him and took her breakfast and ate. She took her earpiece and put in her ears and closed her eyes. After a few hours, she waked up and saw a piece of paper next to her. She read it and it says, dress up, someone is waiting for you outside the door. Please agree to come. She dressed up and went outside and saw the same man waiting for her. The white man said, follow me, madam. She followed him, and when they reached at the dark area, the man left her. She was afraid. Just then Emmanuel showed up. He put on the light and saw their pictures all over the places, even their wedding pictures. I'm sorry, baby, said Emmanuel, kneeling down. Liquorose started crying and told him to stand up. They hugged passionately and kissed too. Liquorose said, I love you. Emma said, I love you more. She said, more and more. Emma said, more and more. And they started laughing together and staring at each other again. Emmanuel called room service for dinner while Liquorose went into the bathroom to shower. After she was done, Emmanuel did the same. They ate dinner together and went to bed. Chapter 20. The next morning, they went back to their hotel room. Emmanuel left her in the room and went out because he received a call from his business partner. Liquorose sat on the bed and started viewing the London site. The next morning, they packed up to go back to Nigeria. Emmanuel received a call from his business partner and they want to meet up with him. It's been 6 months and things has been going on fine between Liquorose and Emmanuel. Ella and Weston are officially loving. She broke rule 29, but it's cool. Emmanuel went to work and she took her bath. While coming downstairs, she ran to the bathroom and started vomiting. She did it already 5 times and was feeling so weak. She took her phone and called Emmanuel. Hello, babe, sounding weak. Emmanuel said, my love, what is going on? Jerry, get the car ready. We are going home now. After 1 hour, she heard a car horn, but she was so weak to come downstairs. Emmanuel came running and lifted her up and carried her to the car and drove off. They reached at the hospital after a few minutes. The doctor came and told Emmanuel the good news. The doctor now said, your wife is 8 weeks pregnant. Emmanuel ran all around the hospital and came back. Emmanuel said, thanks, doctor. He stared at Liquorose and said, thanks, my love. You deserve a new car. Then Liquorose said, but baby, you just bought me one last month now. Emmanuel said, and so you deserve another new one. They came home and Emmanuel lifted her up and carried her upstairs. They took their bath together and went to bed. It has been 4 months now and 6 months pregnant. Emmanuel's mother called to go to America tomorrow morning. They made plans for their trip. The next morning, they got ready and left. After a few hours, they reached America, and everyone in that hotel were calling her madam and looking at her like one big woman. When they entered their room, the lady that was there asked and said, "Please, can I take pictures with you, ma'am?" "Why not?" she replied. After a few minutes, Emmanuel entered and told her to stop taking pictures with people because she is now a public figure. Liquorose said, "Why?" He said, "They will use it against your mom." She said, "My mom?" Emmanuel said, "Sorry, I mean anyway, let it be later." The next morning, Liquorose and Emmanuel took their bath and dressed up and went to the big room. "Are we here for a conference meeting?" she whispered to her husband. Emmanuel said, "Relax, my love." They sat down and saw a beautiful woman coming to her. "She has grown up," the lady said. Just then, she saw Auntie Nora and Uncle Victor in military clothes behind the woman. "What is going on here?" she asked. The lady walked to her with a teary eyes and hugged her so tight. "My child," she said. She looked at Auntie Nora and Uncle Victor. "What is going on here?" she asked again. Auntie Nora said, "She's your mom, Rose." Rose was very shocked. Just then, a white man came inside and referred to the lady and said, "Ma'am, you have a meeting in the White House this evening." The lady said, "Cancel all meeting today. I'm connecting with my daughter." The lady turned to Liquorose and said, "My name is Mrs. Sarah Afije." Then Mrs. Afije now said, "I'm your biological mother." Then Auntie Nora shook her head and said, "Yes, she is." Liquorose was very shocked. "Why did you turn your back on me?" she asked. That is Liquorose asking. Mrs. Sarah Afije said, "I never did, my princess. I wanted you to live a normal life as a normal person." And this is the end of chapter 21. I'll be coming back with the other chapters. Okay, I believe you all are understanding this whole story. Emmanuel and Liquorose, they are now married. They went for their honeymoon, which they later on came back to Nigeria. That is, they went to London for their honeymoon. So after some weeks, Liquorose fell sick and Emmanuel rushed her to the hospital, and the doctor confirmed that she is pregnant, 8 weeks pregnant. So after some weeks too, Emmanuel's mother called and told them that they will be going to America the next day. So they later went there. So on getting to the place, they lodged at the hotel. Then the next morning, they came outside together with Emmanuel. So after a few minutes, Auntie Nora, you remember Auntie Nora, that is Licorose's auntie, she came out with Uncle Victor, that is the husband, wearing military uniform. She was confused. She was like, "What's happening here?" So another beautiful lady also walked towards her direction. So when she now came to her, she now told her that she is her biological mother. Liquorose was like, and you remember from the beginning of this story, we were meant to understand that she didn't know her parents, she didn't know her family. So, and as we all can see, it seems that Mrs. Sarah Afije, that is Licorose's mother, she's of a very high rank in the society. So she was like, why would you leave me like this? This is what Liquorose was asking her mother. So her mother now said, "No, my daughter, I wanted you to live life like every normal person out there." Maybe for her mind, she wouldn't like her riches to enter her daughter's head. Maybe, but everybody has his or her own choice. But I believe you all understood this story. I believe you all understood it perfectly and you are learning things from here. I love the way Emmanuel is taking good care of Liquorose. He's indeed taking good care of her, and this is commendable too. And he is also extending that same gestures to Licorose's family by taking good care of them too. Just like Winston. Winston is now doing well and also in love with Ella. So my lovely ones, I'll be leaving you guys here. Yeah, I'll be coming back with the remaining chapters later. By then we'll be able to get so many answers to the unanswered questions that we have in mind. Okay, remember, my name is Doris. Till I come your way next time. Bye bye.